Tonight, a major breakthrough in the war in the Middle East. Israel and Hamas both agreeing to the first phase of a peace deal, which would put a pause on fighting in the 2-year war.
We've seen 67,000 Palestinians killed, Gaza reduced to rubble. The Israeli economy is straining. They're losing hundreds of soldiers. They're becoming isolated diplomatically. They become a pariah state. So there's a push from both sides to reach some sort of agreement in this war.
In that deal, Hamas plans to release all 20 living hostages this weekend, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. Historian Brian Williams believes that this deal could hold, saying that both Israel and Hamas have reached a point of exhaustion in the 2-year-long war.
We have Trump being much more active in using his leverage to bully and push Netanyahu to come to some sort of understanding with Hamas. And even Hamas has had pressure from his own people.
Tonight, we're hearing from some of those in Gaza.
Is this the moment? It's incredibly quiet outside. It's the middle of the night. People haven't heard yet, but also it's incredibly quiet from the skies. Come on!
The move also getting praise from both sides of the aisle.
I just think of what it means to their families, it means to all of us, and to find a way to end this war. And it's really a big deal.
That's tremendous, and assuming if that sticks, that's profound. And I mean, how anyone couldn't celebrate that.
Now, in just the last few minutes, we heard from Senator Jeanne Shaheen. She's the ranking member of the State Foreign Relations Committee. Shaheen writes, quote, "I commend the Trump administration and mediators for reaching this first phase of an agreement. It is long past time for the hostages to be returned to their families and for the parties to work towards a lasting ceasefire. I will be carefully monitoring implementation of this agreement, and I call on Israel and Hamas to continue negotiations with urgency to ensure that the next phase can be reached quickly. Israeli and Palestinians deserve to live with dignity and security." Now, it's unclear at this point if the parties have made any progress on other questions about the future of the conflict, like if Hamas will demilitarize. In studio, Maria Wilson, WMUR News 9.
News 9 has reached out to people across New Hampshire for reaction tonight. So far, the Jewish Federation has agreed to speak with us.
It's been too long. It's been 2 years and a day since October 7th took place. So, the fact that we have a deal now and the fact that hopefully in the second phase of the deal, Hamas is going to lay down their arms and the Palestinian people will have their own representative government.
We have reached out to pro-Palestinian groups but have not yet heard back. This is still a breaking story and more information is still coming in. You can see statements from New Hampshire's entire delegation on WMUR.com and the WMUR app.